Throw some colors on the screen and paint me black and white. I want to see a thief in a gunfight or a heroine wounded in love. You can keep her lighted by an old flame left to frame, so I can read the feeling on her face, half in shadow, and know I felt that too. In danger and in love, you've got the dreams I was dreaming of. I've got 2 hours to pretend, so I watch a movie with a friend. Time's running sideways, and reality's gotta meet me halfway, so I'll meet it here again. Here's the Trading Movies Podcast with friends.
Hello everyone, welcome to Trade Movies. Today I'm talking to Lucas Waterfill, who is a stand-up comedian and known as the best writer who can't actually write. He has a special available called Public Inconvenience that's available on Prime Video, Apple TV, Google Play, and more. He is also the co-host of The Real Monsters of Coolsville, a podcast about handicapped accessibility and life in your 30s, available on Spotify and Apple and wherever else. You can find him on Instagram and TikTok at Lucas Waterfill. That's LucasWaterfill. Lucas, welcome to the show.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
I'm so excited. I've been really looking forward to this one. I saw Lucas's, for the audience, one of my favorite, legitimately I've been like laughing about it probably every day for like the last like month since I saw it. But Lucas has a bit. It's always my favorite thing to just repeat comedians' bits back at them. But Lucas has a bit where he talks about he's going to impersonate a pilot. And the thing that just fucking cracked me up was he's going to dress in a pilot's outfit because, quote, I get on first always. So it's just like the idea of like, you talk about DEI, of like, man, how DEI are they making the pilots?
Yeah.
I couldn't stop laughing.
When Trump was like, they're disabled and they're hiring, I'm like, okay, let's do it. Let's run with it. Yeah, I mean, I think actually doing that would be hilarious.
I would like, if you ever need a partner on that to like dress up as another pilot, I'll buy a pilot's outfit.
I want to get big enough where I can talk to the pilots and they'd be like, yeah, we'll back you up. We'll like be like, let you on the intercom.
Yeah, that'd be so good. Yeah, I wonder how far they'd be willing to go for a bit.
I want to do I was thinking about maybe contacting those Impractical Jokers guys. I mean, like,
that would be great.
Could you do this? But I just want to be like, when people are getting on, be like, yeah, it's my first time, but I'll figure it out. I'm part of a new program.
That's honestly, it's like the bit. It's like, yeah, that I love that part of it too. Of just like, you're not, the idea of you not being like an experienced, I don't know. I think, the idea of you not being like an experienced, like disabled pilot, but just like, this is my first day. Just like, hey, cut me some slack.
Yeah, they're trying a new thing. Progress, am I right?
Yeah.
So
I also think just in general, I mean, this is a theory like I have with like, as like a bigger dude, me and my buddy, who's even bigger than me, we always talk about, it's just funny, like kind of as fat dudes, that like, there's nothing funnier than like a fat guy in a uniform. I think it kind of works similar with like, I'm going to probably say no offense with disabled, but like, if you like the more professional the uniform, like if you showed up as like a priest, like a Catholic priest, any type of uniform I think is always just
I'd be a killer priest though. People would, dude. I've thought about like becoming a minister. I would make so much money, dude.
Yeah,
I always say drunks and Christians love cripples, dude. They just
Are there any disabled Catholic priests? Are you allowed to, like, I don't think that's a weird thing.
I'm
sure
think I've
ever seen one.
Have you seen that Mark, that new movie with Marky Mark. What's his name? Mark.
The one where he's bald?
The one, not the flight one, but he's like a priest, but then he gets sick
No, I haven't.
and he becomes disabled. Is
He's
it good?
honestly one of the actors, and I feel somewhat bad. Not somewhat bad, but like he's I don't really watch a lot of his movies. I loved him in Boogie Nights, but like he's one of the guys where it's like that and The Happening, which years and years ago I saw.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, just something about him. I bought that Flight movie, but I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. I Yeah, he's like a Catholic priest. It's a story about a priest that starts off as a boxer and then like gets into trouble and then
Mm.
becomes a priest and then has like a deadly chronic illness and like
That's very
Mel
Mark Wahlberg coded.
yeah, Mel Gibson is his dad, so that's always and that's another
That's
we were
extremely Mark Wahlberg coded.
We were talking about guilty. We were talking about art from the artist, like loving Tom Cruise, and I I like Mel Gibson as an actor. As an actor, I like Mel Gibson. I know that's terrible. I know he's a terrible person, but as an actor, he just like if Mel Gibson's in it, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
this
No,
might be
same.
good.
Well, I was like, he's okay as an actor, but I love his politics. I gotta say.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I love
You're
his, I love
you're
his
like,
socio-political opinions.
yeah, yeah. You're like, I'm not a fan of the Cosby Show. I just love
Yeah.
Bill Cosby.
yeah. Sweater game on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's no, Mel is like legitimately, that's the track. I mean, that's honestly like it's like obviously I hate I hate well, there's a couple things, but like I hate obviously it's terrible the many things Mel Gibson has done and said.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I'll say allegedly on everything. Allegedly said. But in terms of an actor, like his in Lethal Weapon, like that's one of the best. He actually got cast as Hamlet, I think, in the movie. I think it's Hamlet in Kenneth Branagh's Hamlet, or someone did Hamlet around that time.
Yeah.
Based on his performance in Lethal Weapon of how good he is. And I think Lethal Weapon it's in like my top 10 or 15 movies of all time. It's
I mean,
yeah.
The man's right there.
Yeah. Yeah, you got Danny behind you. Yeah, Danny's another one. Now he's got like the best politics. That's the funniest.
Dude, Danny, I've read stuff about him. I think was he in SNCC? Or some student. He was in some student organization, and his family are a bunch of leftists.
Yeah.
And like he has a big history of like leftist organizing.
Yeah.
And like I think my feeling is that's why he didn't break through the next level is probably because of his politics.
He's so good in Predator too. I did a whole video on that. I love that movie.
Yeah, you did that. I watched some of those clips. Those clips are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean Mel Gibson, I mean Payback. I love Payback, dude.
Payback's good.
Payback's good. And then have Drag Across Concrete.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The newer one.
That was one of the weirdest movies I've ever seen.
Dude, I love movies where it's like this guy is not a good guy.
Yeah.
Like it's like an anti-hero, like and Mel Gibson is that. Is like
yeah.
I think in his mind when he like performs in those movies, he's like, oh yeah, I'm the hero. Like, no, you're racist, you're misogynistic. But he's like, this is the way America should be. But for me, it's like, this is the anti-hero. Like, this is like a bad cop. It's like Bad Lieutenant. Like,
yeah, I literally was just writing that down to recommend if you hadn't seen.
Yeah.
Have you seen both of them?
Dude, I just watched the Nicolas Cage
So
Bad
good.
Lieutenant. It is amazing.
Have you seen the original too with
Yeah, with
yeah.
did he direct both of them?
No, the second one was Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the first one was Abel Ferrara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Who also
is
just
it,
made I just watched King of New York, which blew me away and is very
dude?
if you like
Oh my
yeah.
god,
I'd
King
never
of
seen
New
it.
York. I would put that up against Pulp Fiction, dude.
I was saying the same damn thing. I literally turned to my brother after watching it. I was like, why do people talk about Pulp Fiction so much when this movie
Dude,
was like within the same era?
it's
Not that I don't
so
like
good.
Pulp Fiction, but you know.
The cops, just the dichotomy of the cops and how they're as bad as the
The gangsters.
gangsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and oh my gosh,
It was one of the sickest visions of America I've ever seen. Accurate, but
oh
sick.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and like it's very anti-racist.
Mm-hmm.
It's very like it's very post-racial.
Yeah.
Um, and I like that. I like that whole kind of like Hey Arnold, like post-racial 90s,
Love
like
it.
early 2000s, like when we were like, okay, we're over this, we're done.
Yeah.
Like,
We've solved
and
it.
yeah, so, and then Obama happened. No, I'm kidding.
Then Obama had to stir everything up.
Yeah, they just no. I'm joking.
Well, you know,
But
I heard that. So that was like, I shouldn't. Well, uh, this is not my well, I don't know why I'm defending my grandparents. One half of my grandparents were very nice people, and they were like very, very like early hippies who were. But the other half of my not so much. But rest in peace them. But like other people's grandparents that I grew up with, none of my family's like that side. They're all from New York and New Jersey. But like friends' grandparents, I remember one of them was telling me that like even in like 2000 or 2002 or something, they're like the common sentiment among like older people where I grew up in like East Tennessee was like they'd talk about like Martin Luther King Jr. They'd be like, oh yeah, that guy was, he's, I get he was doing okay, but he's really a troublemaker. He was just like stirring it.
yeah,
Like they would call him like stirring things up. And
yeah,
some of the sentiment was the same about Obama. He's like, why is he stirring up all this racial stuff? It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
I don't think he is. I think he
I don't.
I don't. I wouldn't put it like that, but
Yeah, that's what people don't get about MLK. Like, we like to whitewash it, but he was not. People did not like him in
yeah,
the greater. He did not have an approval rating, and like, um, I think liberals like to do a good job of like making him a hero of his
yeah.
time, and which he was, but like people didn't like him then. Like,
Especially
yeah,
the like white liberals who are like, he wrote that. That's like my favorite piece of writing. His letter from Birmingham jail, where he talks about the problem of the white moderate, where it's
yeah,
just like, you know, it's not. He's like, I get more pissed off at like, which I have never like empathized with a piece of writing more, just like being on the way leftist side of like the Democratic Party and like just
yeah.
having to watch these just fucking centrist or even honestly right wing. Frankly, a lot of them are just like what I would consider right wing.
Oh
Like,
yeah, definitely. I mean,
yeah,
Bill Clinton moved us so far to the right, like
yeah. Joe
that.
Biden too.
Yeah, it keeps moving to the right, but I mean, like that James Baldwin quote. He's like, "How long do I have to wait for your progress?" Like
Yeah,
my parents have been waiting, my grandparents have been waiting, and it's like, I mean, we're two white guys and we're talking about this, but it's like, how long do we have to wait to like for this shit to be over?
yeah.
And I don't know. My attitude is like, I think progress happens sometimes overnight where like one moment will happen in history and
Mhm.
like just change the trajectory of
I think
of
that's a
the
Lenin quote,
country.
isn't it? You're bringing communism on the podcast. I
Yeah,
think
and
Lenin
well,
said there are decades where nothing happens, and there are decades where nothing happens, and there are weeks where decades happen. I think something
yeah,
like that.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a fan of Lennon, but that's another podcast.
No, go ahead. Yeah, this is a pro
Yeah,
Lenin podcast. I don't
yes,
know as much about him. I always feel bad when like, you know, it's kind of a. I'm happy to get into all that because like I never like I should read more like theory or know more of those people. I feel like I don't know as much as like sort of like the fucking, according to Hoyle, leftism, socialism, communism.
yeah,
Mine is always, honestly, this is probably a good segue to talking to, like, honestly, a significant amount of my politics just comes from being the child of a disabled parent. So
yeah,
my dad, and shout out my dad, I don't think he'd mind me saying this, but he is a very complexly disabled man. He has multiple sclerosis. He's near deaf. He's near blind. He's near albino, which is weird. There's like some condition he has. It's like near deaf, near blind, near
yeah,
albino. And he also
yeah,
used a cane because he got into a whole bunch of car accidents, and so it's fucked his back up.
yeah,
When I was a kid, so he had to use a cane for a while, and that was also when his like MS was worse. But honestly, a significant portion of my politics just comes from like my dad had this very bad childhood, and he's like Polish Irish, um, like oldest of 7 kids, like inner city, like New York City, New Jersey, and he had to, he grew up. The stories he tells are just fucking crazy, um, and like he had to like take his like starting at like 6, he had to like walk his like little sisters to school through like downtown New Jersey City as like a like he already had like the Coke bottle glasses and like everything else, and they're like, yeah, go take your sisters to school, in a way that's just like absolutely wild. So he grew up with all that, and somehow he like managed to like do really well in school, and he got like offered full rides to like basically every like big school. He's a very, very intelligent guy, but he chose to go to Oberlin, which is like the first college, because he was very politically minded. That Oberlin, up closer to you, it's outside of Cleveland, it was the first college
oh
to
yeah,
admit women. It's like sort of notably like a history of like kind of like like organizing and political stuff. So he did that. Met my mom, had a couple kids, and like he graduated with like an English. He like first off he went into like teaching, and he like English teaching, because his degree was like in writing or English or something. But he couldn't make any money, certainly not to raise a family at that time. Basically, in that, so he decided to go to law school. And so he put himself through law school at night while raising a family. And then as he was like finishing law school, he got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. And like after having already grown up like near death, like that's also an additional like having the worst like luck with like physical stuff. Like when he was a kid, like someone dropped a brick on his head just randomly.
oh
This kid was like
my,
dropping, yeah, it's like fucking cartoon like Mr. Magoo cartoon shit. He has like the
yeah,
reverse Mr. Magoo. So it's like all that he did, all that, got free rides. Like Harvard offered him, like Yale, all these places like offered him, and like he like was able to do all that. He like 3 kids. He was even going back as a lawyer. He didn't decide to do corporate law. He was like, I'm going to do family and defense law. So he's like, I'm going to be a public defender, and I'm going to like also represent like abused kids through the system as like a family
yeah,
lawyer. And like, so you couldn't really design like someone who is like a more successful citizen in terms of where they're coming from, in terms of like hardworking. This is why I never buy the conservative thing about, well, if you just work hard, you do this or that. Because
yeah,
it's like, there's no one who could work harder than that or overcome, like so much stuff. I mean, obviously he was white. So it's like, and there are obviously various privileges, but like
yeah, that one
still,
thing, yeah,
yeah, yeah, still, but like, even with all that, it's like it's a pretty crazy achievement. But like he basically had to stop working because his condition deteriorated, and then there was like just very little support in the system for it. So much so that like we just had a really kind of rough time for a lot of it growing up. And it's just like, you know, that was when I figured out that like 50% of bankruptcies in the United States are like medical. And it's like, just as like a 70 IQ person, it's like, that's wrong. Like, what, I don't know my theory, I don't know the Lenin, I don't know Marx, but like whatever,
Yeah.
growing up under that is like, if we don't take care of that person, that's
Yeah.
wrong.
There's a quote. There's a quote by a labor organizer that's like, "I've never read Marx, but I have the marks of capitalism all over me."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very. I mean, it's very like. I mean, this is what capitalism does. It it makes disability, and it defines disability.
Yeah.
It you know because we're hard to make a profit off of. Like
Yeah.
our bodies, our mentality, our ability is hard to make a profit off of. So we're kind of extra. We're kind of like
Yeah.
pushed aside by society. And if we overcome and make money, everybody's like, look at it. Then we're turned into this like
Yeah.
mascot
Yeah.
for capitalism. Like, if he can do it,
Yeah.
everybody can. Like,
Yeah.
what are you complaining about? And like, just growing up, like I grew up very privileged. My dad's a lawyer too, but he's employment law, and I grew up in like suburbs,
Mm-hmm.
upper middle class, and but I still struggle to make a living because of my disability and because I can't just like get a job.
Yeah.
And it's a weird loophole, and you probably know this, where it's like
Yeah.
if you make too much money, you can't get the benefits, but if you make too little money, you can't live.
Yeah.
So you're like constantly stuck in this thing where you have to be poor or like a multimillionaire
Yeah.
to
No,
survive.
totally. That was a fucked
So
up thing with my dad too. Like, he like couldn't. It wasn't like, MS is a weird. I don't know how much you or for the viewers know about multiple sclerosis, but it's like a weird condition where like you can. It's
yeah,
literally like good days and bad days. I mean, you have like lesions on your brain and shit, but it's also like there can be times when it's like, it's good for a while, but then there's times where like, he might have to get like steroids in his eye because his eye's not responding or something. And it's just like, if we had but the system is not set up to handle a case like that. And so like
yeah,
society itself, even just like, fuck him, like, even if you're just thinking like selfishly for society, you have this very highly educated man who could, facilitate some stuff as a lawyer, but like, yeah, there's like the constant battle of like, well, it's like, do I risk it? Of like, could I maybe go back to work? And then, but then like, could I get back on disability? Like, are they going to think, because it's so hard to actually get on disability in this country.
yeah,
I had a buddy that I met, um, a few years ago gaming, who like is having like just like he has like random seizures, like serious, like big seizures. And like just listening to his like journey to like try and get disability, like it took him years and years to try and like get on something, but like he just literally couldn't work. I mean, he was just like like desperately poor for so many years because like he'd get a
yeah.
job and he just start having seizures again, and
I mean, I
terrible.
mean, it's. I mean, even if you look at it as strictly numbers, no heart whatsoever, it makes the most sense financially because we're actually like if everybody has health care, there's preventative care too.
Yeah.
So you're getting your doctor appointment every 6 months, like you're catching stuff. Like I have great medical. Like I'm
Hmm.
on Medicaid, have great medical, go every 6 months, get everything checked out. You know, I was a drinker. I was having like not like liver failure, but they're like, you need to stop drinking. And like, I think that's like, because my numbers were up. I mean, I think
Hmm.
a lot of that preventative care
Yeah.
that we don't have could cut a lot of the cost of medical debt.
Yeah.
But I mean, the problem with capitalism is it's always profit over
Yeah.
everything else. So, like, if everyone else is suffering, but these insurance guys get a good payback on their stock portfolio, it's worth it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
It's the most just flatly disgusting thing in the world. I mean, the idea of medical debt is
no,
like,
it's crazy.
yeah,
I mean, I hope in, 500 years, people look back like, what were they
yeah,
doing, you know?
I really,
That,
truly don't get it.
and then, yeah. So, I mean, and then with these movies with disability, like, then there's the levels to these movies where they use disability um as a story, as a way to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
They use disability as like Forrest Gump is a great example. Terrible
Mm-hmm.
example of a movie, but great example. I fucking hate Forrest Gump. It's the worst shit ever.
You love my
I,
buddy, my shout out my buddy Trev. He hates that movie too.
dude, I always say fucking Jenny's the hero because she gave Forrest AIDS, and I'm like, fuck yeah. Give that dude I hope his son has AIDS. What's the son's name? What's the
I
actor's name?
I don't even remember. Yeah,
He's
you
a
talking about Tom
famous.
Hanks or
No, the son.
what is his name? I'll look it up.
Haley Joel Osment. I hope Haley Joel Osment has AIDS.
Is that him in there? I always forget that's him.
Yeah. But it like that Forrest Gump is a great example of how a disability is used as a plot device.
Yeah.
And as like that stuff always, growing up in the 90s, loving movies, I grew up confused, like as a fucking disabled person,
I can imagine.
okay, if I try hard enough, will I get over this?
Mm-hmm.
Like, will I jog out of my braces one day? Like,
dude, even fucking like 3 years ago or whatever with the accountant, like I remember like
yeah.
I was like okay on that movie, like it was fine. I I have like a disproportionate liking for Ben Affleck just because I like him, even though he makes so many bad movies historically. But like,
I mean, he's a bad guy, but
yeah, that's one I don't, but like that movie, it's like he like his dad like beats the autism out of him and makes him a special forces hero, and I'm like, I don't think that's how that works. Like,
no, I think
yeah.
you would, if you had severe autism and you got beat, you would probably go more into yourself. Like,
yeah,
you would learn how to cope by just not saying anything.
Yeah, you don't become like a special forces assassin by getting beat.
No,
yeah.
and that's our love as Americans of this overcoming story, or like, oh, you've had it hard, but one day you'll like overcome your disability, or like make it your superpower, or like, and it's very confusing growing up. And that's why I love Freaks, is because
awesome. I'm so glad you hadn't seen it, right?
Yeah, I loved it, dude.
Yeah,
it's funny too.
Yeah, so
it's like funny as well.
I could not believe that movie when I first watched it.
I'm like, it's like it was a good movie. It's like, it doesn't matter what era it's written. It's like it could be written. I mean, they could make a remake of that exact movie,
Yeah.
make it even 30 minutes longer, and like it'd be a good fucking movie, dude.
Yeah.
Even like that script even holds up.
You know what's crazy about that is like, so the movie should have been 30 minutes longer. I don't know if you read anything about like the history of the movie. We
No,
can get it. So you'll be shocked to hear it. Probably not shocked, but you'll be like, it's like darkly funny. But yeah, so for this week's episode for the audience, Lucas had picked My Left Foot, which I have back there with by Jim Sheridan with Daniel Day-Lewis, which I loved. And then I picked Freaks, because Freaks, I'd watched it last year, is one of the most affecting movies I think I've ever seen in my life. I think last time I did my top 100 movies of all time, it was like number 12 or something. And
it's up there, man.
it's got to be up there. And especially like if in terms of like ahead of its time movies, I think you could legitimately make the case that this movie is still of a time. It's still ahead of our time, I think. Like 100 years later.
Oh, dude, yeah. Which
Yeah.
is disheartening, but
Yeah.
you know that. I mean, talk about compare Forrest Gump to that, or compare I Am Sam or any of those fucking atrocious '90s movies. It's just I think what I got away with it, the most effective, the most heartwarming part is Community.
Yeah. Yeah.
It demonstrates the importance of community
Yeah.
in the disabled um in disabled life.
Yeah.
And it's like crippled vengeance.
Dude.
It's a vengeance movie. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
Fucking jumped off the couch when I saw the scene at like the first time I saw the scene when the little guy played by I can't remember his name, but it's like Harry he was like a famous kind of dwarf actor, Henry Victor. Not Henry Victor, I'm sorry, Harry Earls, who was part of the Doll family.
The blonde guy?
Yeah, the little blonde dwarf. When he is like sick and his buddies come to like basically like they figured out that she's poisoning him and they come to check on him, and he like spits the thing out, and then he like sits up to like let the lady know that like he knows what she did. When his like when the other dwarf takes out his knife and just starts like sharp, I was like,
dude,
that is the fucking coolest thing ever.
That's great. That's like Inglourious Bastard shit or something. Like the guy is polishing his fucking gun, just that dwarf just polishing that gun.
Yeah.
And
they're ready to blow that woman away.
And the very end, when he's like, I beg them not to, but his friends were like, I could just imagine that, like, stop. And dude, she knew what she was doing, bro. It's like a code. Like, no, she knew what she was doing. This is the punishment for fucking with us. Like it's like that gang mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's great. Like it's very solidifying. It's very like makes me proud to be different and makes me proud to be a freak.
Yeah.
And like just the care that they've like the pinheads are like cognitively disabled people. Like they're mentally disabled and they just take care of them and like talk to them like people. And like that one clown guy, I forget his name.
It's
that character.
Yeah, that's Froso.
Yeah, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's another point. I'm kind of jumping all over the place, but
go ahead.
I think that's another point is like there are able-bodied allies.
Yeah.
That are like.
I love how they set that up because there's a pair of like bad people and there's a pair of good people.
And they're like, hey man, why are you fucking with them? They're just like, living life, dude. They're like, and they have this culture and this community, back to community.
Yeah.
Like, I think that is how you overcome your disability is community. And like,
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so hard to demonstrate through our movies because we're so individualistic as a society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why, like, all these, and you see that in My Left Foot, like his family.
Yeah.
It always had his back. And,
Yeah.
even when he was, like, and it shows him being an asshole, and they're like, dude, stop being an asshole.
Yeah.
And there's so much care in that story. And, I mean, in both stories, and so much humor and freaks. And I'm a big Ramones fan, so
Mm.
Ramones, like, their biggest influence was Freaks. Like,
Really? I didn't know that.
as a movie, like, they have songs about being a pinhead, and they have like "Gabba Gabba Hey, One of Us," "Gabba Gabba Hey," like
Yeah.
they have that in their songs.
I didn't know
So that, because like Joey Ramone, grew up like with disabilities. He had OCD and like some dysmorphia, some syndrome, like giant man syndrome or something. That's not it, but
Yeah.
so they kind of felt like freaks, and I don't know. I just loved it. I loved it. I thought it's very punk rock.
Yeah.
It's very like we make our own
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. It's
And
very fuck you to like.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
to
I was. Yeah.
ableism. Like,
Yeah.
fuck your world. We don't need your world. Get out of our world. Like,
And the true freaks are not. I mean, that's the most like politically radical thing about the movie. I think is like the freaks are like the inversion from what I particularly noticed on this watch was like the inversion at the end of like how the two bad dudes, the two bad people, Cleopatra and Hercules, that are trying to like kill the dwarf, and rob and like take his money. They are like the perspective shift switches to them. Like they finally like they're the ones being watched at the end of the movie,
yeah,
and it's like they are the freaks within this community because being a true freak is like how you treat people, and it's like
yeah,
that is a much more apt depiction of like who should be actually sort of excommunicated or like attacked or like all these other things or like looked at as weird is like they are moral freaks because they're fucking with these people for no reason
yeah,
other than just greed and selfishness. And the way the movie like switches to have the like the quote unquote freaks, like the community sort of watching them and looking at them, and they're like suddenly getting like uncomfortable with it and like everything. I just was so brilliant to me.
and one there was a dig on cops that I like, where she's like, "I'll tell the coppers, and the coppers are always slow." And I'm like, "You
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, get it.
It's
Yeah.
like, um,
It's a casual
but
class consciousness that
yeah. But back to your point, it's like, yeah, they're the outsiders. Like, I think like the they always thought they were like, it's like that old cliche, like Watchmen. You think you're stuck here, and you think I'm stuck in here with you. You're stuck in here with me. Like, it's like, no, this is they're letting you in. Like that One of Us, like the One of Us scene.
Yeah.
It's
Gobble
like
gobble, one of us.
you could have been in.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're introduced, like, you're a freak with us. Like, you're in our club. And I think those two other able-bodied people probably had that dinner or had that GABA, One of Us. And we're like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
let's ride. And but when they reject that, it's like okay, bet.
Yeah.
Like you chose your side, man, and
Yeah.
you're gonna turn into a fucking chicken. And that was another thing. That reveal was freaky, dude.
Yeah.
I loved how they did that reveal.
So you want to know? So the production behind this is so fascinating because this movie freaked people out so bad when it came out that they actually, it's one of the biggest tragedies. It's only, I think, like an hour or 3 minute long. We're missing about 30 minutes of the movie,
No
most of
way.
which is an extension of the scene at the end where they get revenge. Like in the original movie that they showed that just freaked people out so bad, they turn Hercules into, they castrate him and turn him into a high-pitched guy, and they show the little dwarf Hans, they show him getting revenge as well. He's part of like the unit that gets revenge, and he doesn't have any like regret over,
Yeah.
over like what he, like in the actual movie, right? It's like oh, that the people at the end say, well, it's not your fault that they turned into, that they killed and killed him and turned her into a chicken. But in the original, according to the Wikipedia, much of the sequence of the circus entertainers attacking Cleopatra as she lies under a lightning-struck tree was removed, as well as a sequence showing Hercules being castrated and made into a castrato. A number of comedy sequences in most of the film's originally epilogue, which included Hercules singing in a falsetto, a reference to his castration, with Cleopatra quacking along. And it was like originally supposed to be like a lot more lurid, but like someone claimed that they had a miscarriage when they saw the thing, and people like ran out.
Probably like the Christian right or something.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I don't know if you had a chance to take out any of the reviews. The reviews of it are some of the craziest thing, just in terms of how people talk about disabilities or whatever, because like they don't even view the freaks or the circus sideshow people as humans. Like they don't even like they like the idea of
they're monsters.
Yeah, and the idea of even identifying with those people is like so totally foreign to them. Like the reviewers at the time, which is why it got such, like, it was a box office bomb and failed so negatively. Hollywood Reporter called it an outrageous onslaught upon the feelings, the senses, the brains, and the stomachs of the audience. The review went on to Variety, still magazine today. The review went on to state that the story does not thrill and at the same time does not please, since it is impossible for the normal man or woman to sympathize with the aspiring dwarf, and only in such case would the story appeal.
So in only the case you have empathy as a human being.
Yeah, it's like they're order saying, who the fuck could empathize with this dwarf? Like, what normal person could empathize?
I mean, think about the time though. I mean, it's you're looking at eugenics was probably still a thing. I mean, it still is a thing, but
this was
on a massive scale.
It was, yeah. Well, actually, it's funny that you say that. One more review before I get into that, but the John Mosher of the New Yorker wrote a favorable review saying it's a little gem that stands in a class by itself. And he said it found its perfectly plausible story a key to the effectiveness of its horror. But he was saying it's a good horror movie because it's a chilling notion to imagine these weird little beings with their own lives and vanities and passions all allied in a bitter enmity against us. So he's like, that's why the movie's effective. He's like, can you imagine like if these people actually like allied against us, like the normal?
And I'm looking at like this is the funnest action movie I've ever
saying.
like.
It's Taken,
fun. Yeah, dude.
It's your Inglourious Bastards comparison.
Yeah. It's like, what if it's a vengeance fantasy? Like,
the scene with the image of the fucking guy with no arms and no legs, still crawling with the knife in his mouth. I was so happy about that.
And I have friends that are limbless, and like, I'm like, yeah, it kind of reminded me of my friend. I want to see if he's seeing that because that was cool. And just his, there's so many. I mean, I think you definitely know this, but with horror films, they take so much time.
Hmm.
They like just that scene of him lighting his cigarette
So impressive.
and like it kind of normalizes, like it
Yeah.
normalizes them. It's like, oh, they want to smoke, they want to party,
Yeah.
they want to drink, like they have, and the love, man, the love, so many love stories.
Hmm. It's not
Everybody,
disrespectful at all. It's not
it's
looking down
not,
on him.
it's not. Everybody was fucking,
Yeah.
everyone was fucking, like, dude, that Siamese twin, like they got it on, like it's just so progressive for its time.
Well, you know who was the guy with the limbless guy. I can't remember his name. The actor's name. But he was like a famous he was like a famous sideshow performer, and his handler was actually his son. That was
Really?
like his, like, yeah, so he was married and had a family. He lived till like he was in his mid 60s.
Yeah.
And so, like, despite no arms and no legs, it's like, yeah, he's getting it on. Like, he's getting it on enough to have a family, and like he has his son became like his helper in his later years, and like
And
his assistant.
granted, he didn't have many lines, but there's no. I mean, African American guy. Like, there's no racial.
Yeah.
eh,
Yeah.
um.
That's rare for the time.
Yeah, it's like that's just the way it is. We're just hanging out.
Yeah. I loved
And
it. Yeah.
it's just. I'm like, I want to remake it. I want to like. I think it would do well.
Yeah. I
Like,
think absolutely.
I think if just and the name is perfect and like
In all the ways that they, like, to your point, what you were saying about them showing the scenes, like just the scenes, like I think like that was the thing I was expecting it to be like, because I knew, like, I just the marketing on it is so bad, like, because
yeah,
I think it's just the legacy of years of like, come see the macabre monstrosities of like whatever, and it's like, of like these horrifying little beings, and see how, like, I even heard, like, see how like they used to view disabled people in the 30s of like, ooh, it's sideshow. It's like, it's not that at all. It's just like, it's like 50 minutes of like just showing sort of like complexly, like, disabled people living complex lives, and then like 10 minutes of like of just like a cool revenge scene. And
yeah,
it's not a horror at all. It's just like, they have, I like, even just thinking about all the things, it's like they show a pregnancy, and like, with the bearded lady, they show like her
yeah.
having a kid, they show
It's a
a
funny
marriage.
joke.
Yeah.
It's a funny joke too. The beard.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna have a. Looks like she's gonna have a beard too.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, and there's humor in that. There's humor in disability, and like to be self-aware, to be like, and the um the guy's fiance. I'm bad with names, but
Hmm. uh
um
Cleopatra, the evil one or the good one?
the good one,
Venus. Yeah.
Venus,
Hmm.
like her struggles when comparing herself to an able-bodied person to a regular-sized person
Hmm.
is very good insight
Are you talking about the other
to
dwarf, or the, I couldn't,
Venus comparing herself to Cleopatra.
oh, are you talking about the one that like leaves Hercules at the beginning?
No, the one that's like Venus, which the other dwarf,
Oh, the other dwarf is Frida, I believe. Yeah.
Frida, yeah,
Yeah. Who I believe
free,
was his sister in real life, I think.
really,
I believe so,
yeah,
yeah.
they looked like brother and sister. Um, but her comparing herself to Cleopatra is very disabled insecurity
Mm-hmm.
and very good insight to like how do I compare to this able-bodied person, this
Yeah.
normal person, and like um I love this person, but can I offer him um what she can because I'm, you know,
Yeah.
a dwarf. I think it's very good insight and very like deep and gives the character depth and like I'm just amazed. Like it just I mean
Yeah.
compare that to like my sister rides the bus and
Mm. Is that the
like
Rosie
I
O'Donnell one?
oh my god,
I
compare
haven't
that to
seen that,
like
but
oh my god, just watch the preview. I haven't even watched it because it's just
yeah.
like it's crazy.
Yeah. Compare that with Forrest Gump. I mean, compare that with Rain Man. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah, compare.
I give Rain Man, like, I still like the movie probably more than most just because, again, Tom Cruise. I'm just such a Tom Cruise head. But, like,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a more, I think some of that was Todd Browning's history. Like, he did work in circuses. And so, like, he was around these people um,
yeah,
all the time. You know, it's the other interesting thing. I forgot to go back to this, but to your point about being like an anti-eugenics thing, it is explicit in the movie, like in one of those opening scenes, right? Of like where the farmers find like the lady, sort of the mom of like the or the caretaker of like the people with
pinhead.
encephalitis, yeah, the Zip and Pip and the pinheads.
Yeah,
Um, she's just taking them out on the farm, and like this farmer freaks out and is like, oh, these freaks are here. But then she's like, no, I just, like, we don't get a chance to like visit parks a lot, so I like to take them out. And like, she's just being normal. And then like the head farmer is like, oh yeah, he's like, yeah, spend all your time. But the other guy's like, oh, they should have killed these kids, or we should have.
yeah,
But the movie's like very much criticizing that directly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like these people have full lives. I mean, like
Yeah.
it's very, and I get that. I mean, I get that in comment sections. I get like, why are you doing this? Like, like granted they're losers, but like they're not.
Like, why are you like,
Why are you like doing stand up or like I have jokes about God
why?
and yeah
Why
and
not? Why would you not
yeah
just stand up?
yeah so it's very like you know it's very like ugly laws like you shouldn't be in public um
This is
like
insane.
stuff like that's still um that still exists and I still get stuff like, we're glad to see you out, like, and that's just a passive aggressive way
Yeah.
of saying like, why are you
Yeah.
outside?
Like,
Like,
oh, it's so brave of you to be out here.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like why though? Why is it brave?
Well, because
Like,
you live such a fucked up, miserable existence, Lucas.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I love them
it's
saying
that
that to you, and not like, it's like the depression or something is like, I've struggled with that certainly at times in my life. It
yeah,
just like, and I remember you've talked about that on stage too. I mean, that was actually, I think, one of the other bits I saw, which is like, you were saying like, I wanted to kill myself, but I can't, or something like
yeah,
that, which is like one of the funniest like bits.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's like
yeah.
it's like
That's more the
and
struggle. It's not because you're disabled, right? Like my struggle, like it's depression is like much more of a thing of like why I
yeah,
would not do
dude.
something.
And it's like for a long time I had this idea, I didn't think I had depression because I was disabled and that was my thing. And like,
Mm.
you can't have two things. Like, like,
Yeah, pick your one. Greedy.
yeah, one thing. Like, you want to be depressed too.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I think this movie gave life to disabled people and like and calling it freaks is like maybe people are uncomfortable with that, but that's how people view us. Like
Yeah.
that's how we're still viewed
It's the
as
other.
it's the other.
Yeah.
And like
Well, you know what's. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no, it's the other, and yeah, it's the looking at, I don't know. It's culture, community, and like I struggle to find community and culture within my disability.
Mm-hmm.
And like I have jokes about being jealous of other minorities because they have like a thing, like they have a community, they have a culture.
Yeah.
And disabled people are lacking that. But you know, the thing about segregation is it gives you, when you're segregated, you're all together
Yeah.
and you build this counterculture,
Yeah.
you know, or subculture, you know.
That's the thing. I mean, my certainly talk about this with like um, like my queer friends a lot, and like, one of my best friend is gay, and couple, another, like, surrounded by like trans people too, but like one of the things that we always bitch about is like there's a certain strain of like gay people who are pretty ready in general to throw trans people under the bus at like the first sign of like, oh, accept us but don't accept them. And it's like they're going to come for they're going to come for you next. It's like that's the thing, like they're not going to stop
They've
there.
already started.
Yeah, they've already started. But B, it's like that's part of the team, that's like they're part of, like, you don't do that. Like that's
And
yeah.
I mean, Pride was started by a
Yeah, Stonewall.
Stonewall was
Yeah. All that.
started. I mean, I think I'm not part of the, you know, queer community, but I'm, you know,
You're
aligned
part of the
with
other community.
the other community. But I think I had a I had an uncle that was homosexual, and he was like, listen, like marriage was never a goal for us, like in the
Mm.
80s. Like that seemed straight. Like
Yeah.
it seemed like monogamy and like normative behavior seemed straight to us. Like we didn't want
Yeah.
that. So the kind of othering and the kind of like oppression gives you kind of a vibrant
Outlaw.
community. Yeah, like no, we're
That's
cool.
my
If you
favorite
leave,
movie of one of my favorite movies is called Cowboy by Delmer Daves, which is about, to me, it's like they snuck one past the censors in the 50s about I think it's like the outlaw nature of being gay, and like cuz it's about a bunch of cattle hands, and
yeah,
like ostensibly the movie is about like the allure of being sort of out on the trail as a cattle hand versus like being like in a marriage as like a city guy. The subtext is just insanely gay. It's like one of the gayest movies. Like they're just slapping each
yeah,
other's asses. They're like sucking poison out of each other's thighs. It's like,
no
buddies,
way.
like you guys are having some fun. But that sort of
Yeah,
like the outlaw nature of being queer is just like if you were like you got to be queer because you were an outlaw, and you also got to be an outlaw because you were queer. It's like
yeah,
you're not in the main thing, so you probably make a good movie about disability like that too, which this I think Freaks has a little bit of.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like okay, we don't have this, but we have a tight knit community. Like,
Yeah.
and that's what I've always said about my disability is like, you know, I probably wouldn't be as close with my friends or family if I didn't have this. And
Yeah.
it's kind of disability kind of brings people together.
Yeah.
Like when you're around me, you're disabled too. Like
Yeah.
you have to help me. You have to think about where we can get in or how we're getting in, and I think that highlights with the Venus and the other guy is
Yeah.
like, okay, we're part of this, like we're part of this group, and you know,
Yeah.
um, and another, I think it like was very anti it kind of had some feminism to
Hmm.
it with Venus in the beginning,
Yeah, absolutely.
because Hercules is like just a fucking idiot
Yeah.
and like a misogynist douchebag, and like all those tropes we hear today are like, all you brats are all the same, like, and like all you want is my money, and she's like, you're taking my money, dude, like, and you're a bum, you're the
Hmm.
one that's a bum, and like, and then I don't know, it just it's very subversive and very like, it kind of it kind of makes me feel good and bad at the same time, like bad that we're still dealing with these problems,
Hmm.
but good that somebody saw me in 1932. Like
Yeah.
somebody, I feel seen.
This is like a straight like fucking Steph Curry from the logo shot. Like,
Yeah,
like
and
to I I can't imagine like I don't know what type of movie I would have to make to be like it not I genuinely don't think this was understood until years and years and years later. Maybe people and
yeah,
hopefully in the circus community or sideshow or disabled community like saw it at the time or like this is I
and
imagine it probably would have been hard with the marketing just because the marketing was probably so heavy of like come see these freaks, and so
yeah,
that could spoil it. But like I think he sent this as like a message of like, okay, people might not get this for like 90 years, but eventually it's going to have a home, hopefully.
and freaks is very tongue in cheek. It's like, okay, we're fucking freaks. Like,
Yeah,
you want us to be freaks? We're freaks.
yeah,
Like, I always say crippled because I'm like, we're crippled, dude. You want
yeah,
us to be crippled? Like, we're crippled. That's what we are. Like, it's like owning your word, you know?
yeah.
So it's very good. And then, like, when you want to move on to my left foot, or,
Well, the last two things I want to say, because we sort of talking about Marx is in just the eugenics thing. So to set the context of freaks at the time, one interesting thing is that yes, this was within the eugenics movement. So like the eugenics movement, like happened roughly around this time. Specifically, by the time this episode is out, I haven't released it yet as we're recording, but by the time it's out, this one's out, I will have released an episode that I did with Chloe. Shout out Chloe, who is a friend of mine from Virginia. And she had me watch for our thing. We watched a couple documentaries. We watched one of them that she picked was called the Lynchburg Story, and the Lynchburg Story is this documentary about how the state of Virginia sterilized 8,000 people in around this time that were all, as you can imagine, deaf, dumb, disabled, like et cetera, et cetera. And basically they
yeah,
did it unknowingly and they caused these people just like, it's a heart wrenching documentary. Um, that
yeah,
I didn't even know about, but in Appalachia, it's basically they had this hospital and they had series of these, but they basically like they would find someone who they thought was like, whether it was like someone like like very visibly disabled, right? No,
yeah,
obviously no offense or whatever, but like, or someone who was like, they thought was like their parents were illiterate. They would sterilize that person too. So it's like if you had like a mate, or maybe if you were poor, if you were like, your parents were uneducated, if they thought you were inbred, if you were disabled, if you were epileptic, if you were depressed, if you were any of this stuff, they would get you in and they would sterilize you and they would secretly do it. So like and they sterilize kids as young as 11. And like, so these people grew up not knowing that they were sterile. And so they tried to have like kids a bunch and it like ruined their families. It ruined their marriages. It ruined, cause these are like, people who were generally fully functioning mostly
yeah.
or whatever.
And like traditional, like I imagine, like
Yeah.
Christian, like wanted kids, wanted a family.
Exactly. Yeah, just
Yeah.
like just Appalachian folks. The real dark shit about this is this program was the origins of the Nazi eugenics movement. So like
Yeah, I've heard that. Uh,
they looked at the guy who ran this and was like, yeah, they're doing the eugenics right, but we need to
yeah,
take it a step further. So it's like the Nazi literally the Nazi shit started in Appalachia. And yeah.
I mean, they looked at our racial stuff too, like the
Mhm.
segregation, like
Yeah.
that's how they figured out how to get out, like the ghettos work and the Jewish ghettos, and like I don't know, I mean, you know, Medicaid is eugenics. Like,
Yeah.
not funding Medicaid is fucking eugenics. Like,
Mm.
it's very, um, you know, I used to live, I bought a house, but I used to live in a, um, like a, um, old person home. Like, I
Mm.
used to live with elderly people, which they were great, but it's like, why am I living like
Yeah.
why? Like
Yeah.
because that was accessible. That was the only accessible and affordable place for me to live. And so we like we like put disabled people in ghettos essentially. Um like still to this day, like put them over here and um like that's what these Medicaid cuts will do. Because like if I don't have caregivers, people will be like, "Oh, okay, just put them in the nursing home," and like that is the extension of like eugenics and like
Yeah.
because you're controlling when I can breed, breed, have sex,
Yeah.
uh breed. You're controlling like my life, you're controlling like who I see, and it's very
Fucked up.
it's very fucked up, and you gotta keep vigilant. Like you all like, I think progress is always like you are always. It's always a uphill battle.
Mm-hmm.
Like you always have to be on the defensive.
You ever seen the
Uh,
documentary Harlan County, USA? I posted about that a couple
yeah,
months ago. There's that one, you
yeah,
know, that
I've,
fucking great guy
yeah,
towards the end where he's like just some southern guy. He's like that's what I learned reading my like that's what I learned reading my Marx. It's like it's always a perpetual battle. It's like, because as soon as you
yeah,
win one
yeah,
battle, they're going to try and claw it back from you. It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
so cool hearing a
It's
guy
so
with an
good.
Appalachian accent talk like that.
And the women in that documentary,
Oh yeah.
oh my god, they're
Heroes.
like,
I fucking grew
uh,
up around here too, and I knew nothing about it. It's so crazy. Like, there's a
dude,
whole post I need to make about the Highlander Education Center, but that's also like one of the origins of the civil rights movement. Was like 30 minutes away from where I grew up, and there was no lessons about it, nothing about it. It just we learned about Civil War history, none of that shit, none of all the crazy organizing that's happened in East Tennessee.
wasn't there like a community? What was that school
The Highlander
for?
School, yeah,
Yeah, Highlander School.
yeah,
You said that.
yeah,
Yeah, and I've seen videos on him
yeah. He's a
where
hero.
where he talks about like the yuppie kids from college coming in and preaching to like the workers about nonviolence, and they're like, "Fuck that, dude! If a cop hits me, I'm gonna hit him back."
Yeah,
Like, like, dude, you don't. And that's what people don't know about organizing. It's like you gotta like before you come in and be a hero, you gotta like know the struggle and
yeah.
like win people over with your
Yeah.
trust.
Yeah, you got to put
So
some skin in the game. Speaking of
yeah,
that class, so that was the other thing, the context behind this. So the thing that Browning apparently I think directly intended, and a lot of people have called out about the movie, is that it also was made in the Great Depression, and so it's an allegory. The sort of Freaks allegory is an allegory about how the upper class views the poor. So the Freaks are supposed to be the average Americans versus the big people, the rich and the businessmen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
And
Which makes
I kind
sense.
of now this kind of what you pointed out about the end kind of maybe changes my mind, but you know how um he's like I didn't want that to happen, blah blah blah. I think that's about class too. Is
Mhm.
like how like because he's rich, he has the ability to like. I
Mm.
think like I don't know. I'm not
No, that's
saying
a good point. That's a really good point.
I'm not saying the working class are always like violent, but he has the ability to be like I didn't mean that to happen because he has this mansion, you know,
Yeah.
that he
Yeah,
can
it's
always go
different
back to.
when you get attacked as like as a lower class person, or like you're just much more, it's like that could be your livelihood. It's like you could be out on the street, as opposed to him who's
Yeah,
like, well, he still has his mansion, he's still like economically secure. So it's like, yeah, all these other people know if you're coming into the community that yeah, you're gonna get fucking knifed or
yeah,
shot. And yeah, that scene of them all crawling under the goddamn things shot so well. And just like,
yeah,
I love how dangerous, like, it's not like, to your point, I was just like, I was cheering for him. That must have terrified people, but it's like, it's not
yeah,
terrifying in like a cute way. It's terrifying in a terrifying way, right?
yeah. It's
Yeah.
like this could actually happen. Like it's like me. I think scary movies with like serial killers are
Mhm.
scarier because it's like real life. Like when there's monsters, like you're like, okay, that could never happen. Oh, like
Yeah.
ghosts. And but with like serial killers and like real life violence, you're like, fuck, I could be locked in a basement, you know. Um, so I think that's what's more terrifying,
Yeah.
and it's terrifying for because it criticizes, you know, conventional society, and
Mm,
like, you know, that's
absolutely.
terrifying too. Like, you have to be like, oh, did we do this? Is this
Yeah.
about us?
Yeah.
This can't be us, can it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's like I don't know. That
Absolutely.
that's why every minority movie has trouble because it's like a mirror. Like, oh, this can't be us, can it? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
great.
but yeah, it's great.
All right. So we're going to talk about My Left Foot now. And
Yes,
I got to say,
the
Lucas, I
goat,
loved it. I loved it.
the goat.
Yeah.
He's the goat for a reason.
Yeah. Daniel Day.
He, Daniel Day-Lewis,
Yeah.
he's the goat.
Yeah.
He's. I mean, to be that young and that good,
Yeah.
it's like he can steal my handicap. He needs a lifelong pass, dude.
Yeah.
We need to get that man a handicap placard, dude.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I love this movie. I got to say, so yeah, I think we said Lucas picked My Left Foot for his movie for this pod.
Yeah.
I loved it. I got to say the main thing, like, it occurred to me a little bit in that, like, when you because you brought up like stealing disability or whatever. This is not a disabled movie. I mean, it's a disabled movie, but it's not a disabled movie because I think of that before Chappelle became an idiot. He had a great line. I think it was like a throwaway line he did in one of his sets where he's talking about Michael Richards from Seinfeld after he had like his infamous blow up, where
Yeah.
he's like, I figured out with the Michael Richards incident where he said the N-word a bunch. He's like during that, he's like, I figured out that I'm only like 20% black, but I'm 80% comedian, because
Yeah.
like he was like, some of me was like, damn, Kramer, that's racist, but the other 80% was like, tough set, Kramer, you'll get him next time.
Yeah.
That was this movie, because he's like, 15% disabled, he's like 85% Irish. Like, this is an
Dude.
Irish movie.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's what Chrissy Brown is. He's an Irish author. You know,
Yeah.
he's an Irish playwright. He's an Irish artist.
He's an
It's
Irish man.
it's just it's true Irish. Like, you know, and I think I was thinking about this when I watched it. I've watched this movie 5 times. You know, I grew up on this movie. This movie came out in 90 when I was born. I remember like my parents watching it with me. Like it's just a comfortable movie for me.
Mm.
And I think the difference between, I mean, Daniel, when you're that talented, it's like you're like, it seems respectful.
Mhm.
Like for him to do that role is like makes me question if I have cerebral palsy. I'm like, you know, I'm like, he could do cerebral palsy more than I could, better than I could. Like, it's like, but I think he comes from it in a place of love. And I've done a lot of research on Chrissy Brown, and there's a great biography. I should have looked it up, but
He seems like a fascinating writer.
there's a. I mean, I've read My Left Foot. I've read part of Down All the Days, which is out of circulation right now, which is like a tragedy.
Yeah.
But and then there's a biography. Can you look it up?
Yeah. Let me you got to say Jamie pulled that up to, get the true Joe Rogan experience.
Yeah, Jamie, pull that up for us.
Christy Brown biography. Let's see.
Was Chrissy Brown actually vaccinated? Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah, that's the first thing. Was he vaxxed? That's
yeah.
Is that how it happened? So I see Christy Brown, The Life That Inspired My Left Foot. Georgina Louise Hamilton. Is that the one?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So that is a great biography of him. And I read that earlier this year. I love Christy Brown. Like, he is just such a complicated character or person, and I think this movie does a great job of like portraying him as a human, like like a bit like the dinner scene, at the restaurant scene.
I love that.
Oh my god!
I was rooting for him so much in that.
It's like, and the camera work.
Yes. His perspective.
His perspective. And then there's this shot. I'm jumping all over the place again. Then there's this shot of him getting carried up the stairs, and his sister looking up at him, and it's from his perspective. It's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
And then they do the shots from the floor, and that's amazing. Anyways, with this biography, it goes into how they made the movie, and I think the movie is successful because I think the producers had a relationship with the family and with Christy. Like, it is a very Irish movie, like you said, and I think that's why this works as portraying a disabled person, because they loved the man, and they like, it comes from a place of love, and like they had love for the family and the mother, and So I think that's the difference. And I think people watched the success of this movie in particular and was like, oh, it's just that easy. We just need to put a disabled person in, like, we
Yeah.
just need to portray a disabled person and we'll get Oscars. Like,
Yeah.
I think this is the beginning of, like, it's like how I love Rage Against the Machine, but everyone that copied Rage is like
Yeah.
unbearable.
Yeah.
Like the original is so good, like Nirvana is so good, but everything that came after Nirvana is like unbearable. Like
There's a lot of
it's
movies like that.
it's like, oh, like, and that's what Hollywood does. It
Yeah.
like wears out a recipe because they're idiots. They're CEOs and they
Yeah.
just want a quick buck. They have, you know, they think about quarters instead of like good movies. Like
Yeah.
what will make us money.
They think about
Um,
tags. I mean, it's the most reductive thing ever. They think you're exactly right. It's like disabled character. Okay, let's do that. Like
yeah,
this has a disabled guy. This other script has this disabled guy. That's going to be a seller. As opposed to like
yeah,
his much more. I mean, I said it again, but is much more like I've been watching a bunch of John Ford movies. It did like the old director did like The Searchers, and he did Quiet Man, and as I've been watching, those are like his famous ones, and Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. But like, he has like so many other movies, and most of them are just following Irish people around, and it's just like such a humanistic look at like these Irish characters that he loves. And this movie
yeah,
could have fit just into that. I mean, that's the reason it's successful, is like that he's just such a fascinating character. Like
yeah.
he doesn't if he didn't have his disability, this movie would be as interesting, which I think is a sign of a
No,
good movie.
and that's what's great about Christopher Brown because
Yeah.
he's an artist. He's a creative,
Mm.
and he's tortured, and you
God, that
know,
killed me when he talks about that, about like the fucking, as like a, somebody who does creative stuff too. It's like as the sort of the alienation and the black cloud that comes down of like
yeah,
on
yeah.
you. That was brutal listening to.
I mean, and the alcoholism and his dad and his relationship with his family and like how he
Oh,
hated his dad but loved his dad, and that's all portrayed silent, basically. I mean, it's all acting through emotion,
yeah.
through expression, and um, I mean, Daniel Day Lewis is I think one, like, I know this is cliche, but probably my go, like,
Oh yeah.
um, just because you can see the reverence he has for a role and the respect he has.
Yeah.
Um, Now, what I do have issue with this, and I don't know, maybe this is a different movie in itself, but in the end, they get married,
Mm-hmm.
um, and like freeze frame,
Mm.
like everyone's pop the champagne. But what really happened
Yeah.
is very tragic and very, very, um, very disabled
Yeah.
and a very telling disabled story, which is, have you read up on this?
Yes, but go ahead. I think I know what you.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
So,
even more Irish than in terms
yeah.
of philandering. No
So,
offense to any Irish people.
yeah. So, which I think they should have included.
Yeah.
He falls in love with an American, and I don't think she's even in the movie.
No.
Portrayed in the movie. Um, and they have a long affair, letter writing, and
She was married.
she was married,
Yeah.
and I can't I don't know if it was open but he went over. She was a rich debutante style
Mhm.
of America, northeastern, like New England, I think.
Yeah.
And she would fly him to New England, and he would stay at their house. And I wish they portrayed that, because that kind of, he got his, you know, he had affairs and
Yeah.
had sex, and like he like people with disabilities struggle with being sexualized and struggle with romantic
Yeah.
partners, but he accomplished that. And on top of that, his death is very tragic, because the woman he married is was arguably very abusive, allegedly very
Yeah.
abusive to him, cheated on him, which he cheated on her, so
Mhm.
but he allegedly, and this might be Catholic sexism, but allegedly from his family, was his wife was a prostitute
Mm.
and would cheat on him with men, and was abusive,
Mm.
and kind of used them for money, and eventually was the reason he died,
Yeah.
because of neglect.
Yeah.
Because he choked on food, and she neglected to, you know, he had to, you know, um, people had to massage his food down sometimes,
Mhm.
especially because of his drinking habits. And she, out of neglect, he died.
Mm.
And that, to me, I mean, it's a very hard story, but very interesting.
Yeah, I
And
was curious about
and
that.
and a movie in itself, really.
Yeah.
Like, um
My left
and
foot too. My left foot harder. Yeah.
yeah, um but I mean, the biography goes into that, and it goes into his alcoholism,
Mhm.
and it goes into, he was a hit, man, around his town, and people loved him, people hated him, and he was kind of a bastard. But
Yeah.
he just was very, very Irish, very emotional, very, critical of the Catholic Church, like, and um it kind of hit on that. But I would like to explore that later part of his life,
Yeah.
and the ups and downs, and like, it got the one criticism I have of this movie, and it's a long movie, so I understand, but it kind of wraps it up in a little bow,
Yeah.
and that's not how life is.
Yeah. And that is very like infantilizing, right? I would imagine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's very. It kind of hits a cliche, a trope
Yeah.
in that respect,
Yeah.
as far as
It turns
disability.
into a kind of like, look how brave this little guy
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah, a lifetime movie.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
You
it when
know.
I read. I mean, I could believe it just based on how the character. I was like, it doesn't make total sense that he would have that ending. I mean, no,
Yeah,
it was a nice. I did love the romance between the two. Like, I thought it was like a very, because she's like sort of learning to love him in a way by reading his book, which I thought was just
yeah,
like a very kind of nice narrative. But to your point, yeah, then I read like you know, that none of that happened. And like
Yeah.
he like fucking he like had an affair with a married woman who like wrote letters, and then to your point, they stayed, and then like she was like apparently, as I understood it, she was really good to him, and she like got him off. She like helped him not be an alcoholic, and like she helped him write his book, like in terms of like encouraging him and all that. And I think he dedicated his book to her. But as the book was being released, he just started cheating on her with this other lady that eventually neglected and
Yeah.
whatever with him. And it's like that is a fascinating story in itself.
It I mean, he was not a good guy to women, and
Yeah.
that 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 is complex, and that is dirty, and like um that is what that humanizes disability, and that makes us like
Mm,
not pure.
mm,
And it's like, it's like some complaints about black portrayal is like when the black person, like this liberal version of what it is to be black, is like the black person is always the righteous
mm,
person, and like,
yeah.
and it
The
could be
magical black guy.
yeah, the magical black guy, and
Yeah.
that could be said about disabled people, is like we're above morality, like we're the
Yeah.
pinnacle. And I think that goes back to like the Bible,
Yeah.
and like, if I touch the hem of your garment, if I have faith, like I will be cured. And um that's not the reality. I mean, he was a misogynist, but I still love him. I mean,
Yeah.
I still feel a kindred spirit to him.
He's a complex man like anybody else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I've struggled with alcoholism. I'm sober. I've been sober for about a year and a half now, and like I could see myself going down that road if
Yeah.
if I didn't turn my shit around.
Th-
And I think a lot of disabled people use their disability as an excuse to
mm,
like to like to like well, like go into substances and be like, I have to do this because it makes me feel better, or,
yeah.
you know.
I deserve it type thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's like, and I'm not saying all, but some.
Yeah.
And um
I mean that's
and
the addict's excuse,
I
right?
think that,
That's they'll use
yeah,
anything. No offense
yeah.
to any addicts, but
And no, yeah, it's a very addict thing. And his father, like there's that line like from his mom, like you turn into your father every you're like more your father every day.
yeah.
And that it's a movie about alcoholism, it's a movie about, you know and he's being a brat, he's being manipulative.
Yeah.
I think he's being manipulative to the doctor. Like, in my view, she doesn't owe him.
Yeah.
She doesn't owe him like any romantic love.
No,
And that's like toxic masculinity, like
it is.
showing out. Like, so I think that betrayal is very humanizing and very like um I think that's what I love about this movie, is that it humanizes them, and it like shows the isolation of disability, and shows how people's opinions can evolve on disability. Like his dad's view on him evolves.
Hmm.
Um and it's just, it's a beautiful movie. Um So yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I loved it. I mean, it's absolute. Yeah, it's definitely like I loved how it was one of the funniest movies I've seen. It's to your point about being alcoholism and drinking. You know, I somehow, knock on wood, fortunate, despite my family history, have avoided that.
Yeah,
You know, uh, it's I feel very fortunate just because I grew up around so much of it with my dad's side of the family. Like I had an aunt die to addiction, and you know, just the stories I could tell would be fucking crazy on all that. But they really just reminded me, that side of my family is Polish Irish. It really just reminded me of that family because like my dad has 6 brothers and sisters, and so it's like a big Irish Polish Catholic family. And then, you know, he has all cousins and everything, and everyone just sort of around, and all the people they married are from a lot of big families too, generally. So it reminded me a lot of that. Felt very sort of nostalgic, but also it didn't glorify any of it. It just sort of presented it of just like how it was, because it is like, it does suck in many ways growing up in like that big of a family or like with that big of a thing. But it also, there's some benefits to it in terms of the, you know, community, and like the way sort of he has the thing, the like the support in some ways.
yeah,
Um,
and
honestly, yeah, it's just a funny fucking movie. That the
and
part. Go ahead. Sorry.
that fucking old lady, that bad word. That older lady that's like, you're just like reading a book. He's what, like 12, and
Yeah.
she's
A is
like,
for apple and shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
I've had those ladies
Yeah.
in my life. Like,
It's
you poor thing. Like, he saved her life, and they're like, that poor. I'm like, I don't know.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, it's just like you can just see his look on his face. I mean, that was like I honestly, the kid did as I think as good a job as Daniel
the
Day-Lewis
kid
too.
was great.
Yeah.
The
I can't
kid
remember
was
his
great.
name. Is like Hugh or Owen or something maybe.
Yeah,
I always forget his name. But he was Hugh O'Connor. Yeah, he was really good.
and it was an independent movie, wasn't it?
I think it might have been, yeah. It's 600,000 for pound budget, which is nothing.
Yeah,
Um
for those actors, and the dad was a renowned actor, right?
I believe he was. Yeah, I think the mom
Yeah,
got nominated. She might have won.
she
She did.
won.
She won for it. Yeah,
Did Daniel Day Lewis win?
he did. Yeah, I think this is the first of his wins.
Yeah,
Yeah, Ray Ray McAnally, I think is, or McConnelly, Ray McConnelly. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, he's been in a bunch of stuff. And
yeah,
yeah, honestly, the funny, like, just the little Irish sort of stuff he does. Like, I had to like pause the movie when I found out that he had like the little flask with the straw in it. I was like,
yeah,
that's a fucking pure drunk guy move. I was like, much
yeah.
respect to him.
I
Yeah.
yeah, I had one of those flasks, man. Yeah, so
Did you have the straw in it?
um, I just had I would have people pour it in my mouth because I thought it was funny, just to like stop random people and have them pour it in my mouth.
That is a good bit, I gotta say. Yeah. That your scene of that, you talk about the dinner scene. I mean, when he starts to just like, when he has them pour, I love how like, even though they're like, that was the only time, I think in the movie, that someone like said like they all have a lot of respect for his agency. Like, even
yeah,
if they disagree with him in that scene, like they're still pouring it because it's like he has a right. I mean, he does have a right, absolute
yeah,
right
yeah,
to get fucked up if he wants. In the scene where he just has him pour the huge thing and then he just fucking downs it
yeah.
with the like, I can't imagine drinking that much whiskey through a straw.
I
But then
can.
he finally you can.
I definitely can.
That's, you're braver man than me. I
Yeah,
don't.
well,
Yeah.
you know,
I
I thought I went through a Hunter S. Thompson phase where I'm like, I'm gonna drink wild turkey, and then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
I can't drink that anymore. That I got
Oh,
fortunate in a way. I had to go to alcohol counseling when I was a freshman in college.
yeah,
Um but like, it wasn't like, it was just because like I blacked out. I think anytime you blacked out and like were found, it's like they send you there. So like I had to go there pretty early because went to this party with like I had a fifth of Wild Turkey and a fifth of Southern Comfort, and I was at this like is that like this chemistry house because when I was a chemistry major for like a minute, and I remember they had these like flaming Jello shots that like or something that you like they put the vapor over them so like you inhaled the vapor, and I just felt fucked up after like doing it, and then I just blacked out. And then ever since then, I really haven't been able to drink brown liquor. It just like tastes so
Yeah.
bad to me. Like
It
it reminds me.
No, I love a good Jameson. Like I love a good Irish whiskey.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's just sucking it down too. He's just like pull it.
Yeah.
And he kind of gets one on him. The joke where he's like, "I'll kick you in the one place you're animated."
Yeah.
That's a pretty good
I loved
line.
it.
But yeah, he loved hard, man. He loved hard. He lived hard.
In a way, it was probably good for the world that he was disabled because he might have been a fucking had he been fully abled, he might have caused some shit. Like
my mom said to me once, "Good thing you're crippled, because you would be dead or in jail if you want." I'm like, damn, I love that.
yeah. Yeah,
But
it's tremendous.
I mean, his art is great. I think
I love those paintings, yeah.
I need his poetry is good. You should read some of his poetry. It's dark.
Mm.
And just that biography, I would recommend that biography.
Yeah, I added two to my. I just started the in the middle of reading the Fort Bragg cartel about drug trafficking in the special forces, which
no way.
Yeah, it's really really good so far. I the guy's a great author and it's a crazy story. Drug trafficking and murder in the special forces, the Fort Bragg cartel. Shout out Seth Harp.
Well, there you go.
But after that, I think I might try and read My Left Foot or his other one, the novel.
Down All the Days.
Yeah.
I just finished the play up in the Indie Fringe. I'm in Indianapolis, so we have a Fringe festival. And I wrote a play with Blake Mellencamp, my friend Blake Mellencamp, named Up All the Nights. And it's a play on Down All the Days.
That's cool.
And the main character I portray is named Christy, so it's based off him. And,
very cool.
I just he has always been like that movie found me in a way that I'm like, okay, people can live, because when you're a kid, you're looking for examples
Yeah.
of how people live with your condition. And he has the exact same condition as I do. He has cerebral palsy and grew up in harder conditions than I did. And he had a tragic death, but he lived life, man. He made it work, and it's just, I think this movie doesn't get enough credit. We have two movies that I think flew under the radar. Well, it got Oscars, but like, I don't know. It's still not. I would have this movie over Forrest Gump, like.
Oh yeah.
Any day,
Yeah.
like Forrest Gump still gets accolades, and I'm like, this is like Forrest Gump is like my hatred for Forrest Gump. Oh my god.
You really got to talk to my buddy Trev. Yeah.
it's just like a conservative
Boomer fantasy.
propaganda, dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's just a white savior shit show. But yeah, I mean, I think the tragedy of his life, I mean, I think they had to end it on the 80s sitcom ending freeze frame is is a is a shame, but besides that, I think great acting.
It would have been
Great.
better if they freeze framed it on him just like fucking pounding another fifth or something.
Dude,
That would have been
yeah,
the freeze frame.
like just like or getting laid or something. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, getting topped off like cuz
Yeah,
that's the victory. The victory is not him being happy. The victory is I think him being a full human, you know.
yeah. The victory is like, and um, I think they, yeah, they portray like, I think there's a scene in My Left Foot, the book, that they should have put in there where he goes to um this place in France, this famous Catholic church in France to get healed, and he meets because his mom like pressures him to do it.
Like a spiritual healer type thing.
Yeah, and he meets all these different disabled people, and he's like the oldest one there, but he like I think it could have done better portraying the camaraderie
Mm.
more.
Kind of like in a
Of,
freak's way.
yeah, kind of in a freak's way.
Yeah.
I have been in those situations where, so in grade school, like kindergarten, preschool, I was in classes with cognitively disabled people and like developmentally disabled people. And I felt, I'm like, I don't belong here. Like,
Yeah.
I felt so out of place. And it takes a while it took a while for me to associate myself with other disabled people because I never wanted to be associated. I'm not like them. I'm
Yeah.
like I'm more with it. Like I'm like an able-bodied person, so it's
Well, because that's like a minor a privilege that you have over them, right?
yeah,
You know?
it's so you wanna separate yourself from that, and I think
Yeah.
that was portrayed briefly,
Yeah.
when they're like, "We can work from home."
Yeah.
But I wish that was explored more.
Yeah.
Because he does tell stories in the book of um him uh being with disabled people that pass away.
Mm-hmm.
And I just had a friend that passed away due to her muscular dystrophy, and like it's like you deal with death, I think, through addiction and through disability more prominently.
Yeah.
Um, and I think like that could have been portrayed. Well, the shot, it did deal with his dad's death, and that shot of him falling on his dad
So good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It,
Well,
it it says so much in just that one shot.
I
Like,
think I think some of it has to do. I mean, I feel a kinship, I guess, and frustration with it among like, not to bring up weapons again, but like my thoughts on like I feel like I probably was too hateful in that movie a little bit in a way. I mean, I didn't think it was good, but like just because like I'm so ready for movies to be very political in like a way to take a
yeah,
strong opinion that like I'm almost like kind of punishing it for not having these things, which I get like is, you know, in some level, but, like I would probably dislike that movie less if we lived in an environment in which people were actually making political movies and actually addressing these topics in the
yeah,
same way that like, you know, to your point about the camaraderie or something, it's like the movie is fine and like it's good like in terms of like what it does, and it doesn't need like no movie needs to focus on that. But like this is like the only portrayal of a person with cerebral palsy in 35 years. Like, has there been
yeah.
another one really since like that's been even
I
anywhere near
mean,
as popular as this?
I mean, Breaking Bad, that son in Breaking Bad.
Right, who barely
Eh,
gets any screen time
Yeah,
really.
yeah, yeah. So,
His thing is only mediated by how Walt feels about him really. Like it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
he's not really I no offense to, I mean it's a fine show, but like
yeah, yeah.
I didn't think he was well characterized.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's a hard thing because it's like, do you define a person by their disability when you're doing an autobiographical, or not an but a biographical movie?
Hmm.
What do you define a person by? Do you define him by his Irishness, his alcoholism, his family, his disability? Like,
Hmm.
so it's hard to, but I agree. I agree
This movie
that,
felt like it was saying you may think he's disabled, but in fact he's mostly Irish. He's just
yeah,
kind of Irish.
yeah,
Was kind of the point of the movie.
he's just Irish, dude.
Yeah.
He's the most Irish.
He's the most
Uh,
Irish guy.
yeah,
I
yeah,
loved it. I mean, the
right?
scene where he says like, where he's like, I don't need a fucking psychologist. Like when that was
Yeah.
like, I was dying laughing. I've had so many family members
I need
say
a
that same
drink,
thing.
I need a straw, not a fucking thing.
Yeah.
And he's just a dick, dude.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
But he's
like,
charming. He's charming and he's flirty. He's horny.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, he's all these things that are just like,
He's
yeah.
he's like, love is the end all be all. Like, if you
Yeah.
have love, like, that's all you need. And um, I think it's interesting how, so he dies in 80, I think,
Hmm.
or 81. He's like 52.
Yeah.
They make the movie in 90. And um the whole family comes to the shooting of the movie.
Hmm.
And I'm trying to write a joke about this, but I can't figure it out. But so this whole big ass Irish Catholic family comes to the shooting of the movie. And they say they love it, but I can imagine it's awkward when you go to a movie and the shooting of your beloved sibling and your beloved brother, renowned author, and then there's this actor, method acting,
Mm.
like all CP'd out. Like, I wonder if he like took it down a notch, like Daniel Day Lewis.
Yeah.
Like, if the producers were like, "Hey Daniel, could you not do your thing when they're on set?" When you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, maybe they loved it, but
If I
'Cause
played
he
you,
de-
how would your family act if like I show like if I was doing the Lucas Waterfill story and your
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
showed up and I was just like doing your thing or whatever,
They'd be
like
they'd be like, he'd love this. I don't know. It depends. They'd roll their eyes like, oh
yeah.
my. It's just, I wonder if you like, can you put it down a notch? Because I can imagine the method acting gets a little
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if like sound guys just like roll their eyes during method actors.
Yeah, I
They're
think so.
like they're like trying to do their job.
Especially it probably was weird as fuck because it was like before he was Daniel Day-Lewis. Like he
Yeah.
wasn't, so it's just like this is crazy.
So does he? Do you know if he does that like throughout the whole filming? Is that a legend or is that
No, he
like
does. Yeah, that's his
for
he,
real?
Yeah, the only difference is I think he might have used his right foot instead of his left foot, and I think they shot some things in reverse
Yeah.
because like he just wasn't as dexterous. He couldn't learn to be as dexterous with like his left foot as he could with his right. So I think they like mirrored some of the shots. But he is like, yeah, he had people carry him and he used it for like, when he's on, I don't know if when he goes home he did that, but like certainly like anytime he's out and he's on set, he did that. And yeah, the whole thing.
This there's a story about an acting coach that has his all his students do method acting as 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 person with cerebral palsy, and during the class he goes, now just imagine having to do that for an entire movie. And some guys in the class like, what about having to do that for your whole life? Like, what about having a disability? Like that, it's just like
Yeah.
that's that's how pretentious actors can be.
Yeah.
Just imagine having to act like that for an entire minute. Well, people have this,
Yeah.
as their life, It's so there's some kind of pretension to it.
If you made the movie today, would you like it's a movie and you said, it's a great portrayal and you liked it and whatever and you liked Daniel Day-Lewis, but if they were making it now, would you be pissed off if there wasn't like an actor with cerebral palsy in the main role?
I'd be pissed off if I didn't get the role. But,
yeah.
I mean, that's the issue that we're always talking about is I have friends that are actors. My friend Shannon DeVito, who was in Good Luck Hank or Lucky Hank. And we're always talking about, shout out Shannon. We're always talking about how roles like that's another thing. It's like this feat to portray a person in a wheelchair. Like
you're a challenge.
It's this acting like feat to portray a mentally disabled, a cognitively disabled person with severe autism. But it's like, then it gets to the point where like, so is my disability like a spectacle? Like, is it like this thing you gawk at? Like, I think a lot of movies do that where it's like, wasn't he so great in that? He just like, it's like, get a grip.
He really nailed that cripple.
Yeah, like it's like I don't want to compare it to Blackface because Blackface has a very and it has a very bad tradition to it, and there's a lot of heartache attached to that. But it is this like putting on something that is somebody's life
Yeah.
that like, and you could say, well, we're bringing attention to it. Well, are you bringing
Yeah.
attention to my experience? Because I don't think in most movies, in the 90s especially, and early 2000s, and they kind of stopped when it
Yeah.
got ridiculous.
It's a hard battle, you know, because I think it is absolutely in the same, you know, ballpark or universe as blackface or brownface or anything like that, or yellowface, like in that, like, you know, I on any individual movie, it's like, you know, criticizing like Daniel Day-Lewis, it's like I can see the argument for criticizing him or not. It's like if he didn't do it, maybe the movie wouldn't have get made. Like, it's 1990. You know, I doubt there probably wasn't like there might not have been like an actor with cerebral palsy that could have done it. On the other hand, it's like to your point, there are plenty of actors with cerebral palsy. So it's like,
yeah,
especially now. And so I don't know. It's like, it's weird. Like, I think some of the issue is like on any individual movie, you can always look at it and say like, well, you know, that's the movie that they're making, or blah, 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 blah. But like, on the whole, if you never cast an actor with cerebral palsy, then an actor with cerebral palsy never gets the chance to be Daniel Day-Lewis, which is fucked up. Because like,
yeah,
you know, if I could name, like, I would feel better about him portraying it if I could name 5 actors with cerebral palsy off the top of my head. But the 2 actors I can name with cerebral palsy are now Lucas Waterfill, and then you just told me Shannon DeVito. It's like,
well,
those are the 2. Yeah.
she has muscular dystrophy, but
Oh, muscular dystrophy. Sorry.
yeah,
Well, even then, yeah. So I guess it's just one. Like, I'm trying to think of another, and then like I guess the kid maybe on Breaking Bad, but I don't
yeah,
remember for
he
sure.
has cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
I forget his name. But yeah, I mean, it's like the chicken or the egg. Like, it's like does art imitate life or does life imitate art? Like, their argument is like, well, you don't see many disabled people out. That's not realistic. Like, well, what if we put more, like, there's not many disabled actors. Like, well,
Yeah.
if you put more disabled actors in movies, there would be more disabled actors.
I don't see
Like,
many fucking people with 6-pack abs out, but then
yeah,
every Marvel movie has them,
yeah,
right?
that's true. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, well, it's like the Field of Dreams thing. Like,
Yeah.
if you build it, they will come. Like,
Yeah.
it's like if you produce the movie with disabled actors, they'll be there
Yeah.
and they'll get more talented if there's more classes aimed toward them, if there's more, you know, scholarships,
More
uh,
roles.
more roles, more,
Yeah.
So it's just what we value as a society, and we don't value portraying accurate
Yeah.
disabled roles right now. I mean,
You guys don't produce a lot of capital, as you said, you know.
yeah,
You're
we
not
don't produce a lot of capital. It's hard.
not a lot of returns for investors.
I mean, there's only one Professor X.
All right, how about this? You got your chair? Like, let's fucking hook some, like, by the spin of the wheel does like some type of crypto coin. Like, that's how they unlock like wheel coin or something like that. Then we'll be able to get some investors.
Or maybe I, say something funny and it goes viral.
Yeah.
And then get some crypto money in it.
You should start your own coin. Just drop a coin. Lucas coin.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Lucas coin. Yeah.
That'd be
Just
great.
it's completely sell out. I'm trying to sell out. Like that.
Totally.
That's the thing about people that sell out. Like, most people don't even get the opportunity to sell out. Like, that's the problem.
I've been upset. I have a fair amount of followers now on TikTok that no one has come to me and been like, can you advertise like our weapon or like our crypto or gambling thing? I would be like, absolutely.
Absolutely. Well, there's enough like, but there's enough like movie like buy this
Yeah.
like movie knockoff Criterion Collection stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're a knockoff Criterion,
Yeah,
let me know and
like,
I'll fucking,
like
yeah.
I
I've
don't know.
reached out to a couple. I don't know why, because like you know, some of my videos have like many views about like older movies in a way that like I see their trailers don't have as many views about some random old
Yeah.
movie. I'm like, let me, you know, pay me to advertise it.
It
I'll
is
pitch
it's so funny how our economy is a house of cards. Like
Yeah.
just like one one snake oil salesman after another. Just like I mean, I think Freaks is phenomenal and the best portrayal of disability I've ever seen on screen.
Fascinating.
Like, it's just, I mean, Murder Ball is one of my favorite documentaries
I need to see that. I've
of
had
all
that for a while,
time.
but
It's great. Murder Ball is a good one. Um, you know, I'm blanking right now.
have you
but-
seen Time Bandits? That's another one that's kind of like the original '80s movie with Terry Gilliam. I love
Yeah,
that one.
I watched Time Bandits.
Yeah.
Time Bandits is weird, man.
It's another fun one I thought in terms of like disability, like to, you know, if dwarfism is like,
Yeah,
because they're not, it like almost never comes up. Like there's a scene with like Napoleon where it's like, you know, he's talking about all the short guys and it's kind of that, but like aside from that, it's just like it's not really a thing that they're
yeah.
dwarves too much. It's just they're just robbers, you know. They
And,
don't, you know.
I mean, Game of Thrones does a great job
Yeah,
of that. I mean,
yeah,
not in the end, obviously, but
yeah, yeah.
but
Famously,
but Tyrion is just a great character. He has good lines about like when somebody makes a joke about him, he's like people something witty about how people always think their joke is the funniest, but
mm-hmm.
dwarves had heard it 1,000 times. It's like I hear the same joke every goddamn day of my life. Like my comment section is the most redundant shit ever.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And everybody's like idiots thinking it's the funny shit. Like calling me like I love South Park, but Timmy, like, oh my god.
Yeah,
Like the amount of times Timmy has been yelled at me is fucking like everybody's heard it. Like
yeah,
every crippled person has heard the same thing. Like, can you get a ticket in that thing? Like, does
yeah.
that thing have NOS in it? Like, it's like, oh my god, dude.
Very dad jokes almost.
Yeah. So yeah, I loved it. I mean, Daniel Day-Lewis forever. Like I said, he deserves a handicap placard.
Honorary.
Yeah, he's one of us, Gooba Gaba. But yeah, thanks for turning me on to Freaks, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I need
Likewise
to
with my left foot.
I need to get a Blu-ray player. Like I have one. I need to get it hooked up and start buying Blu-rays because who knows how
Yeah.
long we're gonna have streaming. But
Yeah. Especially like movies like this, you know, as I have the Criterion behind me somewhere over there, the Freaks.
yeah,
It has a couple of other Todd Browning movies that I haven't watched yet, but he did another one actually with the dwarf in this that I really want to see because it has what's his face Harry Earls, and I believe it was also Victor McLaglen. Where's the film roles? He was in the Unholy Three. So another one that maybe if we get you back on for another episode, But 3 performers leave a sideshow after Tweedledee, a dwarf performer, assaults a young heckler and sparks a melee. They join in an unholy plan to become wealthy. There's a ventriloquist, and there's a guy named Hercules who's a strongman, played by Victor McLaglen, who's a tremendous actor. I just watched him in The Informer. He's in a lot of John Ford stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, so ventriloquist, Hercules, and a dwarf basically team up to unholy plan to become wealthy in silent movie 1925.
Hercules reminds me of that guy. Remember that guy? Remember Guy Ritchie? And you know Guy Ritchie, he's always in Guy Ritchie movies. He's in Two Smoking Barrels.
Oh, is it Vinny Jones, the soccer guy, like the Bullet Tooth Tony?
Kind of remind me of that.
Yeah,
kind of
for sure. Yeah, that's a great. Yeah, he absolutely
same look.
Maybe you ever read any stories or heard that guy? Crazy stories.
I heard that guy's crazy. Maybe we'll get him for the remake of Freaks. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he'd be great as a Hercules role.
Yeah. Oh, and do you think they say Hercules? Do you think fucking the Disney movie, like, is that a Freaks reference?
I don't know. It's maybe.
Because when they go, Hercules, like, and they do that in the Disney movie, I wonder if it's a, like, nod to Freaks.
It could be. You know, honestly, it's weird when those references come up. I just watched we talked about Fellini, the movie I watched Friday, La Dolce Vita. There's a character in it who's like a journalist who he's a paparazzi. And so he's taking, like, you know, pictures of celebrities, whatever. Apparently that's where the fucking name paparazzi comes from, because the character's name is Paparazzo. So just like his name is Paparazzo. Yeah. And it's just in a movie from, I think it's like 59 or 60 or something.
Dude,
that's where it comes from.
It's crazy. Like the amount of lingo that is so new. It's like the high five was 70s. Like, it's crazy.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it was that late.
Yeah. It's, I don't know if you're a sports guy, but Dusty Baker, the coach of Houston Astros, coined the high five.
I did not know that.
And he was friends with, like, Jimi Hendrix and shit.
How about that?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, great man. I would say I like Freaks better than, because it's more what I like.
Yeah.
I would love to do an episode. I love 90s blockbuster movies.
Let's do it.
Like,
me too.
Fucking Along Came a Spider, fucking Fugitive, fucking.
I haven't seen Along Came a Spider.
Dude.
Maybe I have.
Double Jeopardy.
Great movie.
Like thriller movies.
Yeah, if you Negotiator, that's one you can't. You know, they canceled Old Kevin. I probably allegedly on every bit of that, but I did love the Negotiator. Do love the Negotiator with him and Sam Jackson.
Which one is that?
He's a negotiator, and like Sam
Kevin
Jackson,
Spacey,
yeah.
Oh,
it's just one of those great '90s, like,
you can tell he's a weirdo, dude. Like the way he's just creep, dude. Oh, talk about Kevin Spacey. I think this is worse than Forrest Gump. Fucking American
Beauty.
American Beauty.
Yeah.
The worst movie ever.
I remember, like, it's been like 15 years. I remember liking it, but
American Beauty is the worst. It's just
yeah. Dude, you gotta get on. Do you post movie reviews on TikTok?
No.
You gotta do it, especially with how hateful you can get.
Oh my God. American Beauty is just awful. The fucking plastic bag, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like the most like no wonder people hate white people type shit. Like, No wonder everyone hates us.
Yeah.
Like, we're so, like, full of ourselves. Like, it's about
Absolutely.
this, like, middle-aged guy that's bored with his marriage. Like, how much more of a boring plot line can that be? Like, oh, I'm
Yeah.
so sad. I'm so sorry for you. You have a nice home and a lovely wife. Oh,
Yeah.
it must be hard. Like, jeez. Like,
Very much of it's, yeah.
and then 9/11 happened, and we're like, okay, we got real problems again.
Yeah.
We got real movies now.
We forgot that we hate other people more than we hate ourselves.
Yeah. I have all these ideas. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
we could do a hate movie watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hate movie. Yeah. I mean, there's a bunch of like, I'd love to watch that other, like, you know, I don't want to like, we talked about like just like, a bunch of different disability movies. I haven't seen that Rosie O'Donnell one.
Oh,
I haven't
dude.
seen the Gary Oldman dwarf one that is crazy.
The Twinkle Toes or
Yeah,
Tiny
something like
Toes.
that. There's so many in the 90s that you could do. I mean, there's the one, is it I Am Sam?
I
There's
Am
also like
Sam.
Sean Penn.
And
I haven't seen
Sean Penn's another guy I hate. Like, I don't know why I like Mel Gibson but hate Sean Penn. It's like, I think it's because
His demeanor is weird.
It's just so. I think what got me is that New Orleans shit, and then the Haitian shit. Like he just capitalizes on tragedies, like,
Yeah.
and makes it like all about him. I don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch. The Tribe is actually one I really been wanting to watch. That's the Ukrainian. There's a Ukrainian movie called The Tribe that I've been meaning to watch for like 10 years.
Yeah.
That is all about like, I think it's like supposed to be extremely brutal and violent and graphic, but it's all deaf people. It's like Ukrainian Sign Language.
Really?
Yeah, it's supposed to be really good.
Have you? I want to watch USSR movies. Have you? Like,
there's a bunch of good ones. Yeah, if you
because George Lucas is quoted as saying like I wish I was a movie maker in the USSR.
I definitely need to watch more. There's one I actually did a short. So my buddy is a composer and he's a horror game composer, and he just released a new album, and I re-edited an old Soviet one by this director Mikhail Kalatozov, and called Nail in the Boot. That I re-edited it and like put it to his music. It's like a horror. It's like a 30-minute like almost music video, but it was really fun to do that, and he shoots it so well. And he also did this movie called Letters Never Sent, which is about these people like sort of brutally traveling through this forest fire in Siberia. But it's one of the most incredibly shot things. And he also did this one called I Am Cuba that's supposed to be good. And then of course Tarkovsky is like one of the all-time kings if you've not seen any Tarkovsky movies, but like Stalker and Mirror and
I've heard of that. I've heard of that.
Stalker is tremendous. Mirror is like in my top 5. It's like one of the best. It's makes no sense, but it makes perfect sense. It's just all so dreamy. It's like very Lynchian, but in like a guy. It's like a guy trying to, in my opinion, it's like someone sort of coming to terms with like his memories of his mother and his like homeland, and just like, yeah.
What's your favorite Lynch?
Well, it's a tough question. Probably, I think about this all the time. I would like Twin Peaks the show, for sure.
I mean Twin Peaks is like its own.
Yeah.
I think Twin Peaks is like its own thing.
Speaking of connections though to this, David Lynch was like one of the first people that probably got Freaks and got the old monster movies, because like the Elephant Man is like, you know, the Elephant Man's probably the closest modern thing to Freaks.
Yeah, the Elephant Man is a metaphor for disability. Like, it is. It is definitely the other.
Yeah.
It's more isolated, but I like the Freaks. The thing that makes Freak is the community. Like, that's what makes the heart of the movie, is like the one of us type, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the friggin' the Elephant Man is again, so it's a horrible watch, because like he's basically just as alienated in the upper class as he is in the lower class too, you know?
Yeah.
Which is very sad to watch.
I mean, I think Mulholland Drive is probably
Yeah,
I haven't seen the Nicolas Cage one, which
it's great. It's fun.
I'm a Nicolas Cage.
I
I
love that. Have you seen the original Dracula, by the way, that Todd Browning did, like the 1931?
no.
So that's the movie. Same guy
he
did
did
Freaks.
that?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, that's why I watched Freaks, because I originally had watched Dracula. I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And this, I was like, Freaks has got to be good. And then I like Freaks even more than Dracula. I had a whole, actually, like two. It's not, by the time audience will listen to this, I did an episode with shout out Bobby, who's will go see theater on Instagram, but he's like an autistic Dracula guy. So he picked that. So it's gonna be a real Todd Browning.
That's the preferred nomenclature. Autistic Dracula guy.
Yeah, he's basically an autistic. Yeah, I mean he's not, he's like does like autism awareness, and he's great. He's got like the best account on TikTok. He just loves Dracula.
What's that movie that just came out? Was that based on that movie?
Nosferatu?
Yeah.
No, I think they're based on the same like kind of origin stuff. I think Nosferatu is like, they all sort of tried to go back to like the original book, the new one.
Yeah.
I didn't really like the new one that much. But there is like,
I didn't either. People swore by it.
Yeah.
People loved it, and I'm like, eh.
Yeah. I love a crazy woman movie, and I thought this movie was trying to be a little bit of a crazy woman movie, but like my bar for crazy woman movies is like real high because of like all these 1930s, 1940s movies. Like,
yeah,
there's a couple of these movies that just go so fucking nuts where I thought it was like a bit too repressed. Also, I thought, like, speaking of just like not going places, like I kind of don't like the whole historical accuracy stuff that director Robert Eggers is like super in love with, and a lot of directors are like, it was so historically accurate. I don't care personally.
Yeah,
I'd rather just have a good story. But him, like, they do it in a sort of like in almost in a fake way, because like he's really likes a lot of historical accuracy for like costume and set design, but like they don't do the historical accuracy of like Willem Dafoe's character in that is like a scientist, like who's, you know, he's like a scientist who's obsessed with creatures. It's like that guy would have had someone like you in a fucking jar, or like, you know, he would have like been going to Africa and like measuring people's heads and like bringing back like African skulls or some shit. Like the level that those like German scientists and like scientists were doing for like eugenics and all that.
He would have been colonial as fuck.
He would have been cool. Yeah, it would have been like, and they don't like show, it's like, ooh, he's creepy. He's got like eyeballs or maybe something, or like some stuff in jars. He's like, this guy would have been like a level of racist.
Measuring skull sizes and
yeah.
Like,
he'd have like had someone like you in a cage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
like,
if you're going to portray it. Like, show me the depths of how this character is like willing to go. But instead it's like almost like a Disney level of,
dude,
he's kind of weird.
To say that, like,
yeah.
Did you like the one with the woman Frankenstein, with William Dafoe?
Oh, Poor Things. Yeah, I liked Poor Things. I thought it was fun.
Poor Things, yeah.
Yeah. I liked the way it was shot with the wide angle.
Yeah.
I like that. Also is a good portrayal of a disability. I thought his movie The Favorite, Yorgos Lanthimos, I really loved. The Favorite.
I like The Favorite. I loved Lighthouse.
Yeah.
I liked Lighthouse. I was screaming in the movie theater at the end. I'm like, no.
That's why I was so upset not so upset, but I was more disappointed in Nosferatu because I loved The Lighthouse so much. And The Witch I really liked, which Eggers also did.
The Witch. Oh my gosh. Creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, so many good horror coming out. The thing with horror is there's such a wide range where like anything could be good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I like Smile. Like I
didn't like Smile.
You don't like Smile?
I didn't like the first one. I heard the second one's better.
I like Smile.
It was okay. Like, it wasn't as bad. Like, I liked it better than Nosferatu. It was fine, but it wasn't like, again, I think that was one where it got really, really good reviews. I was like, this is okay, but it's nothing like crazy. Honestly,
Yeah.
the main thing that upset me in that movie was there was one shot. It's honestly because it's like sort of symptomatic of like bad set design. There's like a thing, you might know this, maybe everyone knows this and I was late, but like there's a thing of like it's kind of like a frustration I have with the way they shoot movies of like there's like a standard, like everyone's afraid to have aesthetic taste, so like there's like a standard that of like there's like a how to do shooting, like movie shooting, and so every movie tends to look pretty similar.
Yeah.
And like a lot of these things look the same. Like there's an obsession that if you go on any tutorial, it's like, oh, you can sneak a practical light into a frame. It's like that'll give the image depth. So it's like a practical light, like a lamp or like something in the environment that's like not actually a light. So if you watch a lot of modern movies, it's like every single shot, it seems like they're almost like trying somehow to figure out how to like sneak a practical light into the thing to because they think the image makes it richer.
Yeah.
But it ends just with like really stupid set design. And there's a scene in Smile where it just totally like I like had to pause. I was like so furious because like they're at the hospital and right behind the hospital there's just a lamp sitting on some papers of just right behind on like a filing cabinet of like no hospital has ever looked like this and no one would ever put a lamp like this. But it was clear that it was just some like cinematographer or lighting person just being like, well, we got to put a practical in there because that'll give the image depth. And it just like honestly, I got really pissed off just watching that. It was like,
Yeah, it's I mean, those movies is like, it's stupid.
yeah,
With those movies, I'm like, if stupid things happen, I'm like, okay. It's like,
yeah. I'm probably too harsh
I-
on a lot of
I don't
modern
know.
horror, but
like, I don't know. Like certain movies can get away with certain things that other movies can't. Like
for
if
sure.
you're trying, like if that was a fucking like real pretentious independent movie, I'd be
Mhm.
like, yeah, that's fucked up. But it's like
Yeah,
a corny. I don't know. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like how like
It,
certain movies can get away with bad acting and other movies can't. And I don't know.
if they're trying for something, you know, I think
Yeah.
that's the best definition. I think it was Will Menaker off of, might have been Will, or maybe it was someone off. I think one of the Chapo Trap House guys was like saying something about like the difference, like the reason why like a lot of older movies are better or like older bad movies feel better is because like um what makes a bad movie good is like the gap between the people's like vision of something really good and their ability to pull it off. So if there's like a big gap between like what they think they're making and what they can actually make, then like and it's like really sincerely done, then like that makes it a good bad movie. But modern movies in contrast a lot of the times like they don't reach for anything. So they're just like middlingly bad or middlingly good. It's like we're in this very narrow range of like it was okay, I guess. Or it was all right. Yeah.
It's because that's why like 90s thriller movies are so good because
Yeah.
they like turn those out.
Yeah.
Like I watched Red Eye the other day and with Cillian Murphy,
Yeah.
he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
Like there's no part of that movie where he's like, oh, he's almost got her. And
Yeah.
he just gets his ass kicked.
That one drove me crazy because of the ending on that, to be honest with you. Because the dad shoots him, but she should have shot him.
Yeah,
That was just bad heat payoff. I thought she should have got him.
That's true.
Yeah.
There's not, but he keeps getting beat up.
Yeah.
He's such a good actor. He's so better than that movie. It's funny.
Yeah. He is a great actor. I loved him in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I loved Oppenheimer. I love that picture of him, like, the king shakes his hand and he keeps his pocket.
Yeah.
During the
Irish thing.
Oppenheimer rollout. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. Irish people, I love Irish people. It's just.
Yeah.
Back to Christy. Okay. Good talking to you, man.
Yeah, I could talk movies all day, brother.
I'm just starving, so I need something to eat. But yeah, let's keep in contact. I have your number. I'll text you mine. I'll text you back.
Yeah, please. I'll add you as a contact, and yeah, anytime you want to talk movies, or so we could do some more episodes. I mean, honestly, like Yeah, it'd be fun to do. If you ever wanted to do more disability ones, I'm happy to, but I don't want to just box you in that, because I know it's
Yeah,
like,
there's a
yeah.
lot of stuff I'm into. Like
Yeah.
I've been I think they're like John Cusack movies.
Mm.
I just love I love at shitty movies.
Mhm.
And not shitty movies, but I love corny movie like John Cusack and what's that one with John Cusack and Al
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino?
City Hall?
City Hall, dude.
Dude, that movie sucks.
That movie sucks.
I don't like that movie.
Dude, I love that movie because it's. You don't like that movie?
I didn't like that movie.
Dude, I love City Hall.
Yeah.
Because it's like bad.
Yeah.
I just
that director, his accent's bad. That director's bad. That director, he got so much money to do so many bad movies. And that's honestly Harold Becker. He did he also did Domestic Disturbance with Travolta, which I do kind of like. And he did Malice with Alec Baldwin and Bill Pullman and Nicole Kidman, which is crazy.
Goodness.
It's a fucking stupid movie.
To do a movie with Alec Baldwin and John Travolta is crazy.
Yeah,
it's
he did it's Domestic Disturbance. He got like fucking the budget on it was $75 million, which is such a huge amount of money in 2001. It's a psychological thriller. Travolta, Vince Vaughn, Steve Buscemi.
Oh my god.
Terry Pulmo. Yeah, it's not. Travolta has the greatest wig in it, but
Travolta is like a guy that's jumped the shark.
You know what one we could watch? Have you ever heard of the movie White Man's Burden? That's one I recently bought with him.
No way.
He made a movie in 96 in the middle. I want to go through, honestly, I need to do a mini series on like going through his 90s career because he had such a good run between like Michael and Phenomenon. I need to watch Primary Colors where he plays like Bill Clinton. But White Man's Burden is set in an alternative America where the social and economic positions of black people and white people are reversed. The film was written and directed by It revolves around Louis Pinnock, John Travolta, a white factory worker who kidnaps Thaddeus Thomas, Harry Belafonte, a black factory owner, for firing Pinnock over a perceived slight. So it's like,
what if we were?
Yeah.
What if we were oppressed?
Dude, let's remake that with you with
Oh my
disabled
god,
and
dude.
not-
I think you have to have like a person.
Able Man's Burden.
Oh my god. Like, abled people are slaves.
Yeah.
We just have ramps everywhere.
Yeah, ramps everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I bought it and I've got to watch it. So, well, thanks everyone for watching and listening, ranting. I don't know. And yeah, any find Lucas at Instagram.com/@Lucas Waterfill, TikTok. Listen to his podcast, check out his special, or check out his Instagram and sites. And thanks so much for coming on, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. See you, everyone.